It's 9:18. We're headed down into the cellar where the doors just opened on its own. Give us a sign that you want to communicate with us. Nothing.
What are you guys?
Well, we've been called ghost hunters, paranormal researchers.
But we prefer to be known simply as Ed and Lorraine Warren.
So I want to talk about something that I've actually never heard of before, which is the fact that this movie is rated R, but it has no blood, no gore, no violence, no sex, no language. But it's rated R, and the Motion Picture Association of America told James Wan that it's rated R because it's just so scary. They said that there's nothing that you can cut out of it that will earn this a PG-13 rating. It's getting an R rating just because it's scary.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before in my entire life.
I'd never heard it either.
I was wondering, what does that say about this movie? And more importantly, what does it say about the other horror movies that are coming out these days?
I did not know this. This is very interesting
Oh,
news.
yeah.
I love this. It totally confirms so much. Wow. And I'm just thinking The Exorcist. I know why The Exorcist was.
Right,
okay,
yeah.
A
handful of things.
Yeah, okay. It just says so much about James, doesn't it? Total simplicity, imagination. Wow, he did it. He did it.
I think it also says what he didn't want to rely on, you know, to try to get the temperature up. He didn't want to do a lot of gore. He didn't want to do a ton of violence. He didn't want a lot of like really just kind of dark, nasty stuff or do it with the language. So the movie itself has kind of an innocence to it. It's a real throwback kind of, you know, family. Or we set out to make a PG-13 movie, you know, and but I get it. I don't know if I would take my 13-year-old.
That's a great compliment though. The Motion Picture Association they told me there's nothing you can do that's going to give you a PG-13. They said it just is.
Wow, that says so much about him. He really, it's pure. He did it. He did it without any weapons, any whatever metaphors you want to use.
Right.
He did it.
Well, it says this worked.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's really a comment on other movies. I mean, you know, look, too many, you know, to me, movies that get involved in blood and guts and that's to me, it's a different genre. I think that's weird. That's watered down so much of what horror is, or you know, there's nothing scary about that. You know, so this is just a real scary movie.
It's a compliment though. Like this movie is rated R just because it's scary. I think that's like the ultimate compliment.
Just because it inflicts negativity. It's like it is dread. You will be filled with dread if you know. I mean, we watch it. We're not.
Right.
If like as an you know.
I may have let out a few girl screams. I'm very sorry about that.
There's someone here that would like to talk to you.
There's something horrible happening in my house.
So then, let me ask, from a filmgoer's point of view, we're going and we're having a great time watching this movie, but I'm imagining for you, this experience was a fairly traumatizing experience. So is it strange that we're all having a good time watching what was essentially a very traumatizing experience for you?
For a family, yes.
Right.
Very. Where they have to flee the house. I remember my husband and I having to go back so many times that we had to keep going back. You know, it was awful. And there was no blessings because there was no faith there at that time. There is now. There definitely is.
Right.
But it was awful. It was really terrible. And there were children, you know, the children were small then. And it's very frightening. And then the pets were killed. And, it was just awful things. Just awful things.
I can't even imagine. And I was told, actually, that he was offered to go to the real house and said no.
No, I don't blame him.
Really? So
No.
if you wouldn't go back, would you go back today?
I think I have to.
Do you? Why is that?
Because I've been asked to do this. I haven't given the answer yet. You know, because to go back into that, you're reliving it. You know, you can say, I can tell it in the name of Jesus Christ, to leave and go back to where it came from. But I'm going in now, not with my husband, because I don't have my husband anymore. But I can do it with my son-in-law, but it's scary. And I don't want it to follow me. And that's what happened in that house. It would follow us.
You know, when people used to say, hey, you move into a scary house, just get out of it, right?
Yeah,
Move,
exactly.
you'll be safe. What I discovered when I started working with Lorraine is that doesn't really help. If a particular spirit is attracted to you for whatever reason, you know, I learned from Lorraine is sometimes it hangs out with you.
Right, whether you want it to or
Whether
not.
you want to or not.
Wow.
It's November 1st, 1971. I'm sitting here with Carolyn Perrin, who, with her family, has been experiencing supernatural occurrences.
You picking up anything in here, hon?
Something awful happened here, Ed.
What is it? Whatever Lorraine sees, feels, touches, it takes a toll on her. A little piece each time.
I was thinking this movie reminded me of kind of like the old great 70s horror movies that I loved, and I started thinking about how like I missed out on seeing some of those great, you know, like The Exorcist and The Shining and Psycho, all those great kind of old school horror movies. So I was wondering, what is a great horror movie experience that maybe you missed out on that you wish that you could have gotten back?
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to have seen The Shining in the theater.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
be
me
killer.
too.
Although that's
Me too.
really a different. I just watched that recently. It's a different kind of.
You're still dealing with the spirit realm.
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
very
I mean,
creepy, but it's
well,
also a
it's
horror
you're dealing with
movie.
madness, but the hotel is haunted.
Yeah, yeah.
We have a thing in Galveston back around Houston where they have Jaws out in the water and you sit on floaties and like float out in the water as they're projecting Jaws. Now I haven't gone to it, but I always thought that was like a cool. I always thought that was a really cool thing. So
that's
if you guys come to Houston, then we'll all go.
That's an
together.
incredibly
I also
sensory
think, I think that would be,
experience. Wow.
and it's at nighttime, so you can't really see anything.
So where would you screen? What would you do?
I guess they have the screen just out there in the water, and I guess they project it from back on the beach.
That's incredible.
And I always thought that was a really cool thing.
I always thought, yeah, man. I mean, if there was like olfactory, if there were little things that shot out certain scents.
Yeah.
Like apparently
Vincent
with,
Price used to
with
do that.
demon possession, there's a real putrid sense
Right.
of smell that comes in, and things get cold. It'd be great to play
Right.
with the temperature.
Yeah. Vincent Price used to, for 13 Ghosts, he used to put shockers in the seats, and when you sit in there, something he would like shock people. He was really into like all the old school stuff. I love old Vincent Price movies.
Well, I mean, I did experience some, well, not The Exorcist, but a little bit later, I guess. I feel like I did have some experiences.
Yeah, I remember The Shining when it came out.
Yeah,
I was a
Shining, yeah.
kid. I saw The Shining on cable, and that
Yeah.
that one did it for me.
You have a lot of spirits in here, but there's one that I'm most worried about because it is so hateful.
But a lot of times when we watch horror movies that are based on a true story, I don't often get the honor of sitting across from the director and then the person on whom the film was actually based. So I feel like this is a generic question, but I have to ask, how much of the movie is Hollywood and how much of the movie is real? How much of the movie is you?
Well, from my point of view, he's done a very good job.
I would agree.
Very, very good job. Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was one of the things going into this film. I was very cautious. I know people are sick and tired of seeing movies that says based on a true story because we know Texas Chainsaw, all these movies, right? They're good films on their own,
Right.
but that extra gimmick to try and sell it, I don't know.
They're more inspired by than actually.
Yeah,
made,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
exactly.
right.
And coming off of Insidious, I didn't really want to go back and do another ghost story or supernatural movie. But when the chance arose to make a movie that's based on the true live cases and characters of Ed and Lorraine, I leapt at it. I've been a big fan of theirs for a very long time, and so the chance to tell their story was very exciting for me. And so when we got into it, the producers, the writers, and myself, and the studio as well, we were very determined to try and keep it as true to it. And for me, if I'm going to wear that moniker based on a true story, I want to be proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did all our homework. We really got in there, and the writers just were on the phone every day talking to Lorraine and just trying to get as much information as they could on it, and even down to the scares in the movie, the set pieces. I would talk to Lorraine and I would talk to the parents as well, the other set of family in the film, and basically, like hear what they went through, and then through that, I filter that all through myself and go, okay, this is how I'm going to show it.
We have to get out of here.
That's not gonna help.
This thing has latched itself to your family.
Well, they've never seen nothing like this.
I'm coming with you.
No way. I can't lose you.
There's a lady in a dirty nightgown that I see in my dreams. She's standing in front of my mom's bed.
I knew that this movie was going to scare me though for the opening shot, because the opening shot is the doll, and dolls for some reason for me are even though they're not necessarily scary, they're inherently they scare me.
Totally.
So I was wondering, what is that thing in your life that is inherently not a scary thing that, but for some reason just scares the hell out of you?
That thing that's wrong.
Yeah.
Oh man, God. I think it's when there's a real break in the pattern. Like James talked about that scene in The Exorcist, the one that wasn't very good. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3, where the woman was walking on the ceiling. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
And he was talking about what was so wrong about that. And it was so subtle, it was so fast. But I guess for me, it's just something that's just like a break in the pattern. That's just like, I can't comprehend it or something. It's
Mental illness. I think when you meet, like when you talk to somebody who's schizophrenic or something, there's like a way that they look at you and a way that they connect thoughts that's really unsettling. I don't know why. Because you're just dealing with a diagnosis of somebody that's thinking about things differently, but it can be pretty terrifying.
How are you dealing with all of us all day then? I don't know how you're doing
Press. Even worse.
Do you want to see him?
Yeah.
When the music stops, you see him in the mirror standing behind you.